So can we start? My name is Julia. I'm a technical marketologist of one of the business units of TECHNONICOL. I'm working here for more than 7 years, so I want to tell you about our production processes and some features of our work. So I'm doing it online for the first time, so I might look a little bit nervous. I apologize. And now here we are in Ryazan. It's a city 2 hours away from Moscow. Here, TECHNONICOL has a big production cluster, so 10 facilities are located nearby. Now we are on Zavod Logic Roof. It's one of the plants of TECHNONICOL. Our company has existed since 1992. So we have a big experience of production of roofing materials, thermal, sound, hydro insulation. And now this plant is very big. It has existed from 2008. And here we produce roofing membranes and membranes for underground waterproofing. Our membranes are not afraid of wet weather, of some complex structures, of mechanical stresses. And to achieve it, we modern our processes, we update our equipment, we learn and work with some learning institutes. Here we are standing in the facility where we have 2 lines. These 2 lines, this is PVC1 and PVC2. We produce here roofing membranes. Roofing membranes usually have a reinforcement mesh. We can show it. Actually, roofing membranes have 4 layers. It's PVC, mesh, PVC, and PVC. The bottom layer is a base where we top the mesh. The second PVC layer adds strength, and the top layer has some UV additives. Here we see the preparation of raw materials. The system of this preparation is vertical, so it has many floors. Every processes are done automatically, so we don't need our employees to stand on their working places. They just turn off and turn on the equipment. So we have a lot of sensors, gauges, so we control all the stages of the production. I'd want to invite you to our 3rd line. Actually, all the lines, we have 3 lines. They have the same functionality, so we can use all of them when we have a big order. So this facility, PVC1 and PVC2 for roofing membranes, and PVC3 is for underground waterproofing. Now it's the newest line. It was launched 2021, and it's the newest line in the production of PVC materials. And the thickness of the materials produced here is up to 6 millimeters. Most often such membranes do not have a reinforcement mesh. They have 2 layers of PVC. And I think we can see and check that line. So we are going there into another facility. The production method in our factory is extrusion. So here we have several extruders. So actually it's co-extrusion. We produce a very delicate coating. So the extrusion is the best method for it. They allow us to melt all the construction and to remove air bubbles. Here we are going through storage of raw materials. Here actually we see the raw materials preparation for the 3rd line. As I said earlier, it's the newest one. And a very important note. We control all the stages of the production. We do not have a lot of people here on the line. And we carefully control the thicknesses. So we have three gauges on the line that control the thickness. So we have three methods of controlling. And no, sorry. Here in this facility, we produce underground waterproofing. As I said, we have two extruders here, so we have two layers of PVC. So we can see it there. For us, it's very important that every layer is homogeneous. So it's a very delicate material. We need extruders and control the thickness here. Here we can see our underground waterproofing membranes. We process the membrane. We cut out all the edges and we can recycle them. From this material, what was recycled from these edges, we produce our water stops and walkway puzzles. It's some materials for the roofings. We apply markings. Can we go? Here on the line, we apply all the markings. So we have two lines for monteur, and also we apply a batch and storage number on all the rolls. And now here we can pack all our rolls. So every roll has its own packaging and its own label. We can use here pallets and then they go to the storage. Maybe now can we go to the lab? I think it's the most interesting thing. Our facility has its own lab with the most modern equipment. So we test all the materials. So we have incoming control of raw materials. We have also intermediate control of materials and control of finished products. Today I spoke to our colleagues. They can show us some tests. We can see the equipment working and control some characteristics. For PVC, we also test humidity, particle size distribution, plasticizer capacity of PVC, and also flowability and bulk density of all the materials, of all bulk materials, and also thermal stability and other parameters. No? Please take care. Now we are going to the lab. Sorry, sit here. And to the right. So here it's the laboratory of our production. It's the equipment for selecting the colors. So we can product our products in each color we want. So we can use the color here from RAL catalog. And actually sometimes we produce it. We have some colored roofing membranes, for example, red, green, blue and white. Here we test flammability of all the materials, and this equipment is for metal. So we can test how metal will work after time. Some equipment for raw materials. Here we test the plasticizers and all bulk components. This is a waterproof equipment. So here we place the membrane under high pressure. It's a sample. It looks like this. We test it for a day and check whether it goes water or not. We go for test. Actually, we can see some other tests here. For example, it's a dynamic load. Here we can pre-cool the sample and put here a big, I don't know, and a drop. So actually a drop and a weight. Some tests here. These are our famous Xena tests. We have 3 tanks here. This one, this, and this. Here we can check the sample is loaded under UV insulation, humidity, airflow, so we can see how this sample will be doing after time. So in 1 year, in 2 years, or in 3 years. The storage of our samples, you can go there. All samples of new batches are stored here, so we can find some samples from 2010. You can see it, and from January 2010 to these days. All rolled materials are tested in the cooling. So here, all the samples are pre-cooled, and then we go to pressure. But now here we have some automatical equipment. Here we test the samples, and my colleagues are here. So can we go there? So, hello.
Hello.
Останешься? На всякий случай. So my colleagues from the laboratory will help us to test some samples. So now we will see the density elongation of the samples. Проверяем. Начинаем с одной машины. We can start the test. So it's all done automatically. We can see the results of the test here on the monitor. So we don't do it manually. Everything is all automatically. Can we see the monitor with the camera? Can you please show us the sample? Образец показать. So this is the sample. Membranes must be strong and elastic. Also, we check samples from all batches in longitudinal and transverse position. 3 samples from all batch. So we control the thickness, and then we go to the bursting machine. So now we see the density and elongation, and we see the results there. Можем посмотреть как раз на мониторе. That are results for underground waterproofing materials. We pull out the sample completely. So we pull out the sample until it breaks. So we have 3 samples in 2 positions, in 2 directions, longitudinal and transverse. This is the second sample. And here we see the results. So density is 18. So we have 3 samples and 3 results. And the fastest is the middle. And we also have a weld test. So we can see this test on the bursting machine. And we also place the weld and wait for stretching. And we also look at the nature of the gap. Now we see the sample is pulled out from all the sides. And the breaking should be cohesive. So we have such tests for all new batches. And now we can see the results. This. So we can see here the load. И до конца. And maybe, может быть, кровью показать? Все? И больше особо ничего?
По складываемости.
So here we also have the results of pre-cooling test. So in such a form, we have our samples. All rolled materials are tested in 0 temperatures, but other manufacturers, but other manufacturers test materials for bending on the beam. So it's looking. Не подойдет, да? Нет, просто материал. Показать, как будет брусок.
Брусок.
Не видно? Sorry. For full, the sample is half. We cool it and give it the load. So we do it in such a way. It's just a pretty hard test here. Что, все? В принципе. That's all, but we go there. Мы будем возвращаться на линию, в принципе. Ну, в принципе, все. Please follow me. Мы можем выйти на третью линию. And here in design, we also have a fast modern facility. So we have 3 lines. They are changeable, so I can see when we have a big order, we can use all of 3 lines. And we are ready to assist you. We will be ready to help you with your objects. So, and if you have some questions, you can ask in the program, in the translation. So we will. I'm happy to show you that, and thank you. So my colleagues told me we can start. I'm glad to welcome you one more time and again. Sorry, I apologize for the break in our broadcast. So in January and February we have some scheduled stops on the line. It's not a hot season in Russia for builders, for our clients. So we have some time to repair something, to update our equipment. But now our line is launched. Thank you. And now we are going there. I invite you to get learned with it. So it's our 3rd line. We have 3 lines, and this line is equipped for underground waterproof. As I said, the method of production is extrusion. As we have several extruders, so it's co-extrusion. And here we see the lounge. And now we are producing logic-based VSA. This membrane, underground membrane, actually has no reinforcement mesh. And here we have 2 layers of PVC. So we have 2 extruders. You can see it on the line. The first one and the second one, these metal machines. The extruders exceed the mixture, our coating, to a die that spreads it horizontally. And then it goes to the shafts. One more important note. We control the thickness in 3 ways. We have 3 ways of controlling. The first one is in the die. So when we spread it horizontally, we see the thickness of all the layers. Then we control it by one more device. It's the red one moving here at the top. And the third one, we can see at the there. We go there then. Here, after the sharps, we have cooling of material, so we can proceed it. We go there. After that, we have proceeding. So here, on this knuckle, here we cut off all the edges. As we said, the edges can be recycled. So we recycle these components, these sizes of the membrane, so we can produce from them water stops and also roofing tracks. So it's walkway puzzle for roofing. After that, we proceed the membrane. Here we do all the markings. So we write the batch number, the lot number, so we can see that all the data on the roll. So we need it when our membranes are on the object. So if something is wrong, we can test it one more time. We can test it in our lab or in another lab. After that, you can see the coating. Here we do our big rolls. Before packing, we collect the big roll here before it will be packed in the packages. So You can see the big roll. Big roll is very big. It's very high weight. This lamp at the top is one more sensor. It's an optical sensor that controls the thickness. So this is the third way to control it. We think it's very important for us. Here we can see the darkest and the highest places on the coating. So we understand that something can be wrong with the coating. So we cut, if something is wrong, we can cut off all edges, all pieces from the roll, and then we will recycle it. Here, the packaging, every roll has its own package. Here we can see also the labels. And after that, I invite you to see, we will pack it here. So there are ready rolls here. So this line is the newest one that was launched 2021. So it's the most modern line in the PVC production. And now we produce a lot of materials for some important objects in our country and for foreign countries. After that, all the materials go to storage. So we store all our materials inside. Here, we want our packages to be clean, to be beautiful. And from all the lines, some samples go to the lab. So it's incoming control and control of ready materials. So we can go there. If you have some more questions, we can discuss it. Maybe. Мы можем здесь остановиться, в принципе. So you can see the whole line here. As I said, our two other lines, PVC1 and PVC2, are bigger. So they're elder and bigger, and this line is the newest. And as I said, we can use all three lines for our objects. So they have the same functionality, so we can change them every moment. It looks very beautiful. Maybe we can go to discussion. Maybe you have some questions. I'll be happy to assist you. Мы можем выключаться.